So before we get started, check out the following links in the description box below as highlighted in the image shown. So you'll be able to get our past papers, our link to our official website, link to accreditations, our link to donation page, and contact details in the description. So once you'll be watching a certain video of any lesson or of any past paper, you'll be able to get all these links, and you can be able to get to download past papers, to reach to our official website. You'll be able to see links to our accreditations so that you can see which authorities have accredited us. You'll be able to reach to our donation page as well as our contact details.
Hello and welcome. Still on Principles of Economics past paper, December 2023. We are done with question 1 and question 2. We are now going to question number 3. Part A, it reads, explain 5 effects of appreciation of a currency in an economy. Effects of appreciation of a currency. This is the increase in value of one currency relative to other countries' currencies. For example, if last year our Kenyan shilling to the dollar was 100 Kenyan shilling to $1, and this year our Kenyan shilling is maybe say 80 shillings to $1, then we say the Kenyan shilling has appreciated over the dollar. And I have prepared the effects, both positive and negative. So let's go and read them through here. The appreciation of a currency refers to an increase in the value of a currency relative to other currencies. And we are beginning with the positive effects. And our first positive effect to appreciation of a currency is imports will be cheaper. An appreciating currency makes foreign goods and services cheaper for domestic consumers. That's our first positive effect. And then another effect is reduced inflation. Lower import prices can help reduce inflationary pressures within the domestic economy. And we know inflation is the persistent increase in the prices of goods and services in an economy. That is what inflation is. So appreciation reduces inflation. Another positive effect of inflation, that is number 3, is increased capital inflows. A stronger currency can attract foreign investment as investors seek to benefit from favorable exchange rates. Another positive effect is enhanced purchasing power. A higher value of currency increases the purchasing power of consumers traveling abroad, or purchasing foreign goods and services. And our last positive effect is improving balance of payments. If the appreciation results in increased capital inflows and reduced import costs, it can improve the balance of payment by offsetting deficits in the trade market. Now let's look at the negative impact of an appreciation of a currency. And our first negative impact is reducing export competitiveness. And it says, an appreciating currency makes domestic goods and services more expensive for foreign buyers. Negative effect 2 is negative impact on exporters. domestic businesses that export goods may face reduced profitability and decreased sales due to higher prices for their products in international markets. A negative effect number 3 is economic slowdown. A decline in export demand can negatively affect economic growth, especially if the economy is heavily reliant on exports. So there will be low economic growth. That is if you rely on exports due to appreciation. Our negative effect number 4 is increased pressure on debt repayments, and it says for countries with significant foreign denominated debt, an appreciation of the currency may increase the burden of repaying that debt. And then number 5 is potential trade imbalances. If the appreciation leads to a sharp increase in imports and a decrease in exports, it may lead to trade imbalances, potentially leading to economic instability. And then another effect was an impact on tourism. A stronger currency can make a country more expensive for foreign tourists. Those are the effects of appreciating a country's currency or improving the value of a currency over that of another country. So we go to part B. It reads, explain the term on price elasticity of demand. On price elasticity of demand. And we say the on price elasticity of demand is a measure of how sensitive the quantity demanded of a good is to changes in its prices. So this is the sensitivity of the quantity demanded of a good with respect to changes in its price, holding other factors constant, and it is calculated as follows. That is change in quantity with respect to change in price is the price elasticity of demand. That is what it entails, and I went further to tell you the types. There's the elastic demand, which is when you calculate the change in price and change in quantity, we get a positive 1. Then we said the demand is elastic. If we get a negative 1, then the demand is inelastic. And if we calculate and we get the answer is equal to 1, then the demand is unitary. And we further interpreted that. Let us first read the elastic, inelastic, and interelastic demands. And we say in elastic demand, a small change in price, leads to a larger change in the quantity demanded. So the consumers here are very responsive. Let's use a different color here that you can see properly and clearly. So a small change leads to a larger change, and the consumers are relatively responsive. So in elastic demand, a change in price, this is just a change, a change in price leads to a smaller change in quantity demanded. The change here is smaller. The change in demand and quantity demanded is smaller, so consumers are unresponsive. Yes, consumers are unresponsive. And then in unitary, a price change leads to a proportional change in quantity demanded. And let's read through the interpretations. So we say elastic demand. If the elasticity is greater than 1, it indicates that demand is elastic. For example, if the price of a good increases by, so the price increases by 10% and the quantity demanded decreases by 15%, the elasticity is -1, indicating elastic demand. Whereas in elastic demand, if the elasticity is less than 1, it indicates that the demand is inelastic. So, for example, if the price increases by 10 and only 5% decrease, then the demand is inelastic. And now we'll go to another question. That is the own price of elasticity of demand. We are done with that. Now here, the following information, part C, that is question 3, part C. The following information relates to a consumer in a certain market. We have been given the income in shillings, price of X in shillings, quantity demanded of X in units, price of Y in shilling, and quantity demanded of Y also in shillings. That is, so we are required from 1 to determine the income elasticity of demand. The income elasticity of demand is what we are supposed to calculate. Without further ado, let's do that here. That is, let's start the question. Required to calculate the income elasticity of demand. The income elasticity of demand. The income elasticity of demand. That is what we are required to do. And let's see. Let's start with the initial income price. Now we are calculating the income, so we don't need the price. So it's the income and the quantity. Initial scenario. The income, the price, the commodity X, and the price, and the price of the quantity, and the quantity of commodity Y. So let's go back to question C. Our initial income is 750. Shilling 750. Then our quantity of X is 44 and that of Y is 87. Quantity of X is 44 and 87. So we have 44 units and 87 units. And then let's go to our new scenario now. New information that we have been provided. We still have the income, the quantity of X, and the quantity of commodity Y, which is the quantity, the income is 900, and that quantity of X is 60, and quantity of Y is 30. 900, 60, and 30. We have shillings 900, then we have quantity here is 60, and the quantity of Y is 30. Now we are required to calculate the income elasticity of demand. And the income elasticity, of demand is calculated as change in quantity with respect to change in income, or I. And we start with commodity X. Let's start with commodity X. So let's effect change in quantity, which is equals to the first quantity is 60, and the new one is, the first is 44, and the second is 60. So we take 60, the new one, minus the initial one divided by the initial, multiplied by 100 to get the change. Let's find our calculator first. So we say 60 minus 44 divided by the initial, and then multiply by 100. And that gives us 36.36%. This is 36.36%. And then we calculate the change in commodity Y. Commodity Y. The change is going to be, let's just go back to our question. It's easier that way. It's 30 minus 87 divided by 87. That is the new minus the old divided by the old, and then multiply by 100%, which is 30 minus 87. Sorry, 30 minus 87 divided by 87 multiplied by 100, and we get negative 65.52. Just round off 0.52, and then we now calculate the change in income. Which is the old income, the new income minus the old income, which is 900 minus 750 divided by 750. 900 minus 750 divided by 750, and then multiplied by 100%. let's get our calculator. It's 900, sorry, minus 750 divided by 750. It's 150 divided by 750. It's 20%. 20%. Now we calculate the income elasticity for product X. Income elasticity for product X, for commodity X, which is change in quantity of X with respect to change in income, and that is 36.36%. 36.36% divided by 20%. It gives us 36.36 divided by 20%, and it gives us 1.818. That is the price, the income elasticity. Income elasticity is 1.84 product X. Now let's find the income elasticity for commodity 1. Income elasticity for product Y, and that is change in quantity of Y with respect to change in income, which our change here was 65.52%. It's 65.52% divided by 20%, but this is a negative, so we get negative. What is the negative? Calculator. It's 65.52, sorry, divided by 20%, which gives us negative 3.276. Now for the income elasticity. Income elasticity of demand, graph, positive elasticity. This gives us the elasticity of greater than 1, and it's for normal goods, which is luxury or necessities. Then there's the negative elasticity. This is -1, and this is the inferior goods. And then there's the unitary elasticity, which is, the calculation gives us equal to 0, or equal to 0. So our product X is 1.1. Let's product X, the elasticity is 1.818. It's positive, therefore it's a normal good or luxury good. And then our product Y is negative 3.276, if I'm not wrong, which is a negative, and it's an inferior good. So that was what the examiner required us to do. I hope you have understood. Now let's move to our next question. We're done with that, and here we are required to outline 4 applications of the concept of elasticity of supply. Let's read the answers through. Outline 4 applications of the concept of supply, of elasticity of supply. So what does the concept of elasticity of supply state? It states that supply measures how the quantity supplied of a good or service responds to changes in its price, just like what we did to the income supply of demand. And we use the elasticity of supply in pricing strategies. That is, businesses use supply elasticity to set optimal prices. If supply is elastic, firms might adjust prices frequently in response to changes in demand. If it is inelastic, then firms may maintain stable prices despite demand fluctuations. So we use the elasticity of supply to set prices of products and services, and then we use it also in production planning. Understanding supply elasticity helps businesses make decisions about resource allocation. And then another application is in revenue forecasting. We use elasticity of supply to predict how changes in price will affect revenue based on the elasticity. And for products with an elastic supply, firms can anticipate more significant revenues increases from price hikes compared to products with elastic supply. Another application is in policy making, that is the government and taxation. Then there's the trade policy, import and export decision. Countries assess the elasticity of supply when negotiating trade agreements. And then there's the investment decision, is another application. Investors consider supply elasticity when deciding to enter or exit the markets. Another application, that is application number 7, we use the elasticity of supply to forecast the economy. So elasticity of supply helps in understanding the impact of supply shocks such as natural disasters or geopolitical events. Application number 8 is in the labor market, and we can use price elasticity where wage setting and employment levels are determined. Our other application of the elasticity is in the agricultural sector, and the government used supply elasticity to design subsidies for agriculture. Another application that we came up with is the environmental policy. And finally, the market analysis, which states that firms analyze supply elasticity to understand how competitors might react to price changes. And I would like to end there because we are done with question number 3. Let's meet later for question number 4. Thank you.
So if you like this video, you can always enroll with us. You'll be able to access more of these revision sessions. And also you'll be able to find well done lectures or pre-recorded videos for all the KASNEB courses as well as CHRP. And in case of anything, you can always reach us out. We have our contact details on the screen. Feel free to call, feel free to WhatsApp anytime. So thank you, and let's meet in our next session.